Hello citizens and welcome back. In today's video, I would like to go over the planned changes to the referral system, the reaction of the community, possible reasons why, and who benefits the most. Referral programs are very common in games, but also in real life, and Star Citizen has had its own since the start, featuring the standard if you refer a friend, you both get some in-game currency. But it was also augmented with the referral point reward system, where if you referred enough people you could even get a javelin. But most people are unlikely to get beyond the first few tiers, so what could the referral program rework entail? As always, if you like this video, sacrifice a like and a comment to the YouTube algorithm and subscribe for more. And here's a shout out to our amazing patrons and channel members for their support of the channel and everything else I do. For those of you who are not familiar with Star Citizen's referral system, let's start from the beginning. Every player has a referral code. If someone uses that referral code when they buy the game, both of you get a small reward of 5,000 UEC. During some events you would also get a hover bike or a similar small vehicle. But at the same time, the player who the referral code belongs to also gets a referral point. And referral points are where things get fun, but also a little bit complicated. As you accumulate referral points, you gain access to rewards. The lower tiers start with some equipment and hangar flare. Middle tiers grant Arena Commander access to some ships. Though I would like to note that access to these ships currently extends to the PU as well. Then the higher tiers grant permanent access to ships, and the final tier grants you a javelin. Now, the system does one thing well. It rewards people who invite their friends with the lower tier rewards, and also content creators who invite many people with the higher tier rewards. But it has a few issues. First of all, realistically, most people won't get more than 2 or 3 referrals, which only gets you 1 or 2 tiers of rewards, and neither of those tiers is particularly useful. Second, for anyone who makes it over the highest tier, there is nothing else, which might not seem like a problem, but technically you're just wasting referral points, which is not great. And finally, the system can be somewhat gamed and exploited by taking out an ad for Star Citizen that links to the official site with your referral link. Lots of people have done this in the early days of Star Citizen. I am not exactly sure how common it is now, but it's an issue nevertheless. However, the system has worked for years, pretty much for the entire existence of the game, and I think it was an excellent tool to encourage people to invite their friends to play and for content creators to promote the game. And if you're wondering how far along I got, 36 referrals at the time of writing, most of which were gained over the last year, but that's not the point of this video. CIG have decided to revamp the referral system. The announcement came out at the end of March, and the planned changes will be implemented starting July 1st of 2025. We don't know the specifics of the new rewards yet, but CIG are telling us that it's going to include many Star Citizen and Squadron 42 themed rewards. We do know, however, that this is going to be a complete reset of the entire system, meaning that everyone will go back to having 0 referral points, so we will lose progress towards the next referral reward tier. However, we're going to retain any rewards we already achieved. This is obviously a major change, and it's actually making a lot of people on all parts of the referral spectrum upset. So now let's look into why CIG would do this, and then how they could do this better. But first, let me take a brief pause to go over some public service announcements. Thanks to CIG, I am able to give away a Drake Golem to one lucky winner. All you have to do is sign up with the form below. And the question submissions for the next episode of the Star Citizen Q&A are now open. And finally, don't forget to check out the first episode of my Find Your Org show featuring Sante Interstellar Solutions. All the links are in the description. Now let's get back to the video. So why would CIG try to rework the referral program? Well, in their own words, the original rewards have gotten a bit stale, which is true. I think they're also looking at how event rewards have entered the game and the general usefulness of the lower reward tiers. Also, I would be very interested in seeing some statistics on how many referrals people have. And according to some polls that I ran, which are by no means a statistically relevant sample, most people seem to have between 1 and 5 referrals, which more or less corresponds with someone inviting their friends to play, which makes sense. So I would guess that one of the major focuses of the referral program rework will be on the lower tiers of rewards. I think CAG might make every referral point up to 5 points give you some kind of a reward. And I think they will focus on armor and gear and weapons instead of hanger flare and ship weapons. I also think that the higher tier rewards will remain mostly the same, with larger ships being the rewards for higher reward tiers. Also, Arena Commander rewards might be removed, since Arena Commander is going its own way now. It will be very interesting to see the new rewards. I hope CAG make it interesting on all tiers. The reason is simple. Low tiers having good rewards encourages players to invite their friends. High tiers having good rewards reward content creators for promoting the game. Which brings us to the second possible reason why CAG might want to rework and reset the program. Some popular content creators have exceeded the reward ladder, some even several times. So it would make sense for CAG to extend the current reward ladder beyond the current ceiling of 2017 points. However, the final reward is a javelin, and what more can they realistically offer besides the largest player ownable ship? So it would make sense if CAG expanded the reward ladder to have more tiers and a higher ceiling, with the javelin being the final reward. Now, this has one major issue, at least in the view of many backers. While we're going to keep any rewards we already gained, we are going to lose any progress towards the next one, which mostly affects players who are in between rewards, which might be a large portion of the community, and I think this loss of progress is why players are upset. And the final, very speculative reason why CAG might want to rework the program is that they want to encourage new money coming into the project. While I see why people would think this, I don't think it's an actual reason. Looking at the movement of the funding tracker, I think there's plenty of money coming into the project. But of course we don't have a lot of visibility into CAG's financials, so there is no way to really know. And while I also understand that CAG would want more people to play the game and spend money on it, I don't think it's a good reason to commit such a major change to the referral program. I think that the game itself and content creators will bring in new players regardless of what rewards are offered. So what can CAG change about their plan to make the transition smoother? Well, the biggest pain point is the loss of progress towards the next reward. So some people have suggested that CAG can run the new rewards alongside the old ones. On the surface, that sounds like a good idea. The problem is that it would result in some people collecting rewards from both ladders, which is not exactly fair for everyone. Also, maintaining a legacy system alongside a new one is rarely a good idea from a technical perspective. So, is there a better solution? Well, CAG could transfer the points towards the next step of the old referral ladder to the new ladder. This way, both CAG and the backers get to eat their cake and have it too. Players who are in between rewards get both the rewards they already achieved from the old ladder and they get a head start in the new ladder. This, however, leaves us with one edge case. And that would be the few players who have more than 2017 referrals. I would actually be very interested in knowing how many such backers there are, but my guess would be under 100. We have two options here. We can leave the system as is and let them progress on the new referral ladder too, but some of them at the very top will actually complete the new ladder immediately. And you could say it's deserved, and I would agree. If you bring that many people to the game, you deserve the reward. On the other hand, someone might say that if they brought in that many people, they can probably do it again. And if they exceeded the old referral ladder, technically any referral points gained after are not progress to anything else, so they should not transfer to the next one. So maybe they should just get a golden statue for their hangar that says that they are the best citizen ever, or maybe even some kind of a physical trophy. But that feels like diminishing their effort, and I don't think CAG want to do that. Ultimately, all that matters is whether CAG listened to feedback players are sending about the planned new referral system, and whether they end up implementing any changes. They said they are listening, but that doesn't necessarily mean any changes are going to be made. On the other hand, implementing the new system according to the original plan is pretty dismissive of the efforts some members of the community have made to bring in new players. And with that being said, that's all for today. What do you think? Should the new referral rewards be a clean slate? Should progress be transferred to the new reward system? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Fly safe, and I will see you in the verse.